Hey friendly faces, thanks for hanging out with me. I want to show you my favorite items that I use for the 3 pieces of an ADHD friendly scheduling system. You've got the calendar, the time map, and the task planner. If you don't know what those things are, maybe watch the other videos. That will helps give some insight. So for the calendar, the key element is lots of blank space. It's lots of color instead of words, symbols instead of words, but the most important thing is crossing off the days as you go. Really, you want to use a calendar just like we use a clock. So shout out to highlights. I actually really like these calendars because I can take it off of the wall at night, and if you have ADHD kids that struggle with that busy brain and they have a hard time falling asleep, maybe they get anxious at night, do one of these little picture finder things with them. You can get a whole book of it from highlights. Those hidden picture finder things, it keeps their brain busy. It has worked wonders. It's worked like magic with my little one, my 7-year-old. But anyway, just a regular old calendar, whatever is enticing to them, whatever brings their eye. Pictures of kitties, their favorite baseball team, whatever it is, anything that kind of draws them in. And then you want to write down the good news for that month. You want to write down the happy events. Now that I think about it, I haven't even done that on this one yet. Yeah, I'll do that later. ADHD. So the second piece of the puzzle is time mapping, and there's 2 different ways that I like to do this. Remember, time mapping is where you're showing them what's coming ahead of them in the week. One way to do it is these little planner pads. Just remember, ADHD friendly is erasable and do-overable. Made that word up. I'm sticking with it. These little planner pads are great. You can color them in. Time blocking is your best, most visual time scheduling strategy, and I have videos on that. This is number 1 favorite way, and this is number 2 favorite way. There's some really cool calendar systems out there that are magnetic, and I have a different video that shows how you can use this as your time mapping element of your scheduling system. So these handy dandy little guys where you can write down the time, or I have my other one here somewhere. Should I have these set up beforehand before I start recording? Probably. Or something like this. This one's a little bit larger, and this is on the Amazon supply list on my favorite picks of the Amazon supply list. Now, I really like these magnetic kind and the paper kind because what you can do is you can take it, and as the days go by in the week, you can fold it back and then stick it on the fridge, and then fold it back and stick it on the fridge. I mean, it takes some cutting and taping, but it's doable, and I like it. It's ADHD friendly. There's lots of different ways to do this, but essentially this third piece of the puzzle, I have a couple of favorites. One of them is, just like the time mapping phase, is these pads so that you can have do-overs and you can have erasables, right? These pads are handy dandy. I particularly like the pads that have a different color for each day, that start with Mondays. And I like these also because you can tear it out. Remember, what's in our kids' eyes is in their head. So when you write down what are the tasks that they want to or need to get done today, then you can fold it up and show them only that one day, put that in front of them. When they're finished, you unfold it, ask them, do you have any reminders, anything else you need me to remind you of? And this then turns into this really lovely proof of their effort, that they worked hard, they got done this, and this. Oh, they didn't get this thing done. Okay, now we're showing them how to move that object. Oh, we didn't write our spelling words. Okay, let's write it down on Tuesday then. Or, hey kiddo, you didn't get your spelling words done, so what day do you want to do that instead? I'm the record keeper. You are the one that decides when that task is going to be. So, I'm not going to get too much into detail as to how to do this. The point of this presentation is the items, the nice tools that you can use. Kicker about the pad though. I like it because it has a magnet on it. You know, you just want to throw it up somewhere. I wish I had just a big magnetic wall. You know, I had a boyfriend one time who told me that I should have a Velcro suit and everything that's important should have a Velcro strip on it, and I should just slap it onto my body and walk around life like that. Yeah, I did not marry him, but he was right. Okay. Speaking of the person that I married. No, just probably my dog getting into something. Okay, so that's number one. Now the kicker about this though is you want to keep these. So I don't know if you have a 3-ring binder or if you have a folder or if you want to hold on to these because you want to be able to show your kid the value of logging what you've done so that you can look back on it, because inevitably there's going to be that missing assignment that they swear up and down that they've done before, right? Nope, definitely my husband. So inevitably there's going to be that assignment that went missing and they swear up and down they got it done and things like that. Well, one of the first thing is look into your log on the, you know, around the week that you thought you got it done, and what did we write down? Did we write down that you got it done? So it's really, really helpful to hold on to these so that in real life experiences they can see the benefit of logging their efforts and the things. My second favorite tool for task planning, and you just decide what works for you, right, is one of these little 3-ring binder planner things. These are actually semi-friendly for ADHDers. It really depends, and I could do a whole other video on that, but for the intention of this video, one of these things would be, is great for parents. Let me key that in, parents as the record keeper. These things are great for record keeping. It would be nice if this one had a pocket in it, you know, so you can stick the, I don't know, whatever thing you need to sign, or who knows what life brings you, right? But these planners are handy dandy because usually there is a month view, and you could be writing down the tasks in here in the way that makes sense to you. This is not the calendar, that's the family calendar that you have up on the wall to help your ADHD kid or your time blind kid. This is, you know, in the sense and in the way that works for you. So you can keep this in the book where it's not gonna overwhelm your kiddo, but you're also keeping track of their stuff and what time baseball is and stuff. But these guys usually have some kind of a task planning format. I mean, for a neurotypical person, this would be a time planning format, but in my system, in this 3-part system, this would be the task planning format. And what's handy dandy about this is the fact that you can take it out of the 3 rings, fold it up like I showed before, you know, just have them looking at that one day. You can mark down or track what it is that they got done, and then you stick it back in this book. Now, what they're seeing over time is this logging literally in a book. And I don't know what it is about books, but there's just something productive feeling about it, or there's a sense of accomplishment you get when you've done so many things that it's made a book, you know? I don't know, there's something about that. But as time goes by, when, I don't know, let's say we're in March and the teacher says, no, you didn't hand that thing in or whatever, then the kiddo can easily grab this book and look it up. Okay, so you've got it. That 3 steps to ADHD friendly time management.